One's up. I want to talk about the bloodline. I want to talk about the newest member of the bloodline. I want to talk about who's the tribal chief. We're gonna jump right into it. Let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the arrival of is it am I saying this right? Is it Tommy Tonga? I want to make sure I say it right.
Tama Tonga.
Tama Tonga. Let's talk about this guy, Tama Tonga. What this guy is causing havoc.
Yeah, first day out. Man, beat up his own pretty much family and Jimmy. And the second episode, he got Kevin Owens bleeding all out the head. Huh? But it's a great introduction to him. It shows what Solo's really about and what he's trying to do while Roman's gone. I don't know what, and they'll tell him when he's coming back. But Tama Tonga is showing a great side to a new bloodline for what it is right now, what it's building up to be. Because this thing the bloodline storyline been going for it since 2020, and it keeps coming in different variations. And this is a totally different variation, especially without Roman and Paul Heyman looking scared and unrelaxed than he usually is. Even with Roman, he's scared about what Roman gonna do. Yeah, he's like way worse than that. He might go gray again. I don't know what's gonna happen. What Tama Tonga do? This man ran into Kevin Owens' car, got him bleeding out the head. I mean, it's great. I'm ready to see where it goes.
You know, for me, I'm gonna take it a step further. In addition to that, is that what I like is the unpredictability about it. Right? When after Cody beat Roman at WrestleMania, The Rock came out on Raw and said he was going away. We had a feeling Roman was going to step away. The question was, what's going to happen? Who's going to step up? Or we're just going to have them kind of in the weeds until like Roman comes back and be like, hey, y'all not doing it right. I got to come back and correct this. But now we see a whole new evolution of this thing coming, man. And that's what makes it exciting. New faces, new stars. You seeing Solo being developed into a leader. He's talking more, wearing the suits. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, about that business. Hey, where's Kevin Owens? Take me to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, and that makes for interesting TV. And guess what? We don't know who else gonna get signed. Like, it's just right now, it's just two of them. Essentially, Jimmy's out, Jay's on Raw, Roman and Rock are away. So it's so much more there, so much meat on that bone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then the draft coming up.
Oh,
Right.
So ain't no telling who gonna go where. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Man, it's crazy, man, because I'm one of the ones that I would like to say I like to be surprised. I like surprises, and I was definitely surprised to see how this is unfolding. How Tommy Tonga just showed up and just basically laid waste to a member of the bloodline, and now Paul Heyman he picks up the phone to call the tribal chief, and what does Solo do? Solo takes the phone out of his hand and steps on it. Like, basically, we don't need the tribal chief. But you know what was interesting? I think back to WrestleMania, how in that match, Solo was basically, let's finish this, finish it now. He was basically, I can see how this kind of unfolded. What do you guys think about that? I think a seed was planted there at WrestleMania.
Yeah. But like what Roman said in the match, he's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm the tribal chief. I done brought you here. So that's why I think they're gonna have some differences, and I can't wait till Roman comes back to see how much it folds with that. But Solo, he named Solo as the next tribal chief, so Solo taking his spot early since Roman lost. And then with Jimmy losing, he had to make some changes. But the thing is, Solo ain't been winning the whole time. So what consequences he got coming to him? Because he said losing comes with consequences. But what consequences does he have? He done lost it. I guess he's saying in his mind is like, since I have lost also, but I'm making a comeback I'm putting this group to another level. I'm making us more vicious. Everybody gonna fear us, continue to fear us, even though we lost. But we lost 2 matches at WrestleMania, but he was still gonna fear us because I got somebody else coming in. He gonna put in work, and Tama Tonga is doing just that. First and second day out, he's putting in work. He done lay waste to his own family member and Kevin Owens, who's been a nuisance to the Bloodline since forever, since 2020, when the Bloodline for real started. And so he and like I said, if they add somebody else, which we kind of know what it's going to be, like everybody said, Jake with 5-2, which is he going to wreck shop also, because if you've seen what he's done on the independent scene, it's a beast coming. And Tom Johnson did his thing in New Japan with the Bullet Club and on his own with the Gorillas of Destiny. Both of them with Solo is going to cause fear in the locker room.
I think what you got an interesting point, RC. You talk about losing has consequences. I want to take you back to almost a year ago. How Solo let's just say it's been planned for a long time for Solo. Let's take it back to Money in the Bank in London. If you remember that main event, it's a Bloodline Civil War, Usos versus Roman and Solo. Who got beaten in that match?
Roman.
Exactly. So that was a big time match, right?
Yeah.
Now, of course, Roman went on to win after that, SummerSlam, and on and so forth. But to your point, Solo did lose some matches, but I don't think he lost in those big matches because he put a whipping on John Cena. You know what I'm saying? He lost some matches on SmackDown, so I think that could be his counterweight, if you will. When it really mattered, and when it always mattered for the Bloodline, but when it really mattered, y'all can get the job done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think maybe this is something that's building up over time. Maybe it just didn't happen overnight. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, from a story perspective. You know what I'm saying? But they haven't said that yet, so we don't know, really. So more to come on that, right?
Absolutely, more to come. And I want to know a few things. So this Friday on SmackDown, the interim tribal chief, as I would call him, he shows up looking fly, calling the shots, and he says, "This is my MFT." What's an MFT?
I saw something online. I don't know exactly what it means. It's something with my family tree.
I think I heard my family tree too.
Yeah. So I guess I'm saying you probably saw his name on the big tree they showed at that kickoff.
Right.
So if you look at Big Tree, I'm sure I'm talking names on there. So like I said, there's more branches to come from the tree. And so it's building up. He's building his family tree.
This thing is deep, man.
His branches from the family tree.
This thing is deep, man. So we made speculation about who we think is the tribal chief, man. But let's try to unpack that if we can for the next few moments. Who is the tribal chief? Is it The Rock in the background? Is it still Roman Reigns? Is it Solo? Or is it somebody we haven't seen yet?
To me, I'm gonna go off what I've seen so far. I think it's The Rock, and this is why. Everybody knew when Roman was the tribal chief, one of the things that that title was a big deal of that. Now, culturally, the tribal chief wears, the beads and whatnot. But the championship was a big deal of that. On the Raw after WrestleMania, The Rock says, when I come back, I'm coming back for you. I want that title. Everybody knows in the Bloodline that title only belongs to Roman. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. So The Rock came up and said, well, he going to win it and hand it over to Roman? I don't think so. Maybe that's the plan. Maybe that's in the background. Maybe that's the plan in the background, right? Hey, you go win it back for me and then hand it to me. Kind of like, not like Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash, but you know what I'm saying? Not like that. But then why is